When investigators entered Michael Jackson's rented Holmby Hills mansion on June 25, 2009, they expected to find medications, schedules, and handwritten lyrics scattered around the King of Pop's room. What they didn't expect was a small, worn notebook, a journal that revealed the deepest fears, dreams, and secrets of a man who had spent his entire life in the spotlight. What they found inside that final notebook was heartbreaking, prophetic, and shockingly honest. The notebook was tucked beside his bed, its pages filled with rushed handwriting, sketches, and late-night thoughts. Some entries were inspirational, reminders to himself about rehearsals for the This Is It tour, ideas for choreography, and future humanitarian projects he hoped to launch after the shows. But as investigators turned the pages, the tone shifted. Michael had used the notebook as a private place to confess what he could never say publicly. One entry read, "I feel trapped. They want me to work until I collapse. I need rest. Freedom." It was a chilling glimpse into the pressure that consumed his final months. Friends had already described him as exhausted, anxious, and overwhelmed. But seeing his fear in his own handwriting made it painfully real. Another page contained a list of goals, not for fame, but for life after fame. He wrote about wanting to create children's hospitals, build global education programs, and make films about healing and unity. Michael hoped the This Is It concerts would be his last massive commitment, giving him the financial independence to break free from what he called the machine. He wanted to spend more time with his children, teach them music, and disappear from public life for a while. "I want a new beginning," he wrote. But the most haunting entry was a warning, one that investigators later described as eerily prophetic. "They're trying to take my life. There are powers who don't want me free. I'm worth more dead than alive." No one knows exactly who Michael meant, but those who read the line felt a chill. It was written just weeks before his death. There were also sketches, drawings of tour stage ideas, fantasy worlds he wanted to bring to life, and symbols of hope, hearts, children, and doves. But beside these drawings were notes expressing fear about betrayal, finances, and people in his inner circle he no longer trusted. "Too many leeches," he scribbled in one corner. "I must protect my energy." The final pages of the notebook held unfinished lyrics, lines about loneliness, redemption, and being misunderstood. Words like, "I gave them everything, but I lost myself. I just want peace. The world will know the truth someday." Those closest to Michael say the notebook proved what they had sensed all along, that behind the perfection, behind the performances, behind the mask of the world's greatest entertainer, was a man quietly drowning under the weight of expectation and exploitation. Michael Jackson's final notebook wasn't just a collection of thoughts. It was a window into a soul fighting to stay alive. A man desperate for freedom, honesty, and rest. A man who knew the world loved his music, but not always the human being behind it. What they found in those pages was the truth Michael rarely spoke aloud. He wasn't running from the world. He was trying to survive it,